All right. Hey, Chris.
Adil, I was
Just
just telling you a minute ago, because we do a sound check. This magic just doesn't happen all on its own, although it's mostly organic. That I'm loving these last minute pods where we can just like carve out an hour. I literally stepped through my door, just got through work, and actually just came back from Switzerland last night. So yeah,
very cool.
so
I like the impromptu pods when I'm feeling in like good energy states. I mean, sometimes we message each other, and then I don't know. It's hard to keep to a schedule, or if you're not feeling super talky to go into a pod. But today felt good. Um, yeah, Dan, we were talking about portfolios, and I know your pick of the century, pick of the decade, pick of the year. What do you got?
probably decade.
Decade. Interesting. Now, is it a 10 banger? It is, right?
It's honestly my initial investment is almost a 10 bagger. I'm at plus 880, 880%,
Okay.
which is almost 10x, right?
Yep.
Plus 9x would be a 10x. But because I actually went the opposite, and this is why I think I'm like a better investor now. There's no dip, right? Every idiot on Reddit is like, I'm gonna buy the dip. It's like, dude, it's a fucking V-shaped recovery. You'll be buying on the way up if you think it's gonna go up. So I bought three more times on the way up, but my most recent purchase is like a plus 75%. So I have like a 9x and like two 2x's almost, and then almost another 2x.
Interesting.
The only thing I regret is not buying in the 40s because it's now sitting at 60 and like a 50% return is going to be amazing. So uh, I think overall I'm sitting just shy of a 3x for money
Interesting.
invested,
So
right?
I have a similar like bet of the bet of the year that I'm winning on right now. That's huge.
Dude,
And I really have a weird conundrum because I think I need to sell more because I don't know if I'm really torn about the valuation now. Um, yeah, I need to get your advice on this one because this one's not completely obvious in my mind. Um,
is
so
it
I
equity
like
or your this company?
no. This is like a stock. So okay, so the
Oh,
good record is I think I hit a 15x for the first time, which is pretty freaking cool. Um,
on a stock.
on a stock.
I don't
Um,
recall seeing a ticker hit my inbox.
I mentioned it like a month ago on the pod, I think, and I'll keep mentioning it.
Ah, shit.
But
Maybe I wasn't
you weren't
listening.
part of this one. You weren't part of the ticker send out, which was in 2014, in like uh, I feel like it was April. I looked at it literally just so it's been a year and a few months. um, but I have a different philosophy than you, which is I don't know. I don't. This was kind of a gut check. Okay, this is a company called Rocket Lab. Um,
Yeah, I know them.
yeah, so Rocket Lab shoots rockets out of New Zealand, and they're an American corporation. And they have
I think Reddit has picked that up as a meme stock. That's probably why it's shot up.
I don't know. This is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I don't know exactly why it's shot up so much, especially over the last month or two here. I think it's trading at 65, $67 today. I got it at 370, which is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, okay,
I think that's an easy one.
well,
Take 10% out, and if the thesis hasn't changed, keep making money.
so I mean, I sold on the way up. So I've been selling 5, ten
Oh,
percent on the way up. So I'm down. I sold 50% so far. And
I'd say keep the rest.
my first sale was um, around a 4 or 5x. So I held it for a fair bit before I started thinking about selling. But my thesis on it, which was pretty loose off the start, which was really just I saw the energy around SpaceX a year and a half ago because I've been following SpaceX for years, but just it felt like they hit a huge few windfalls that nobody really picked up on. In particular, like their Starlink was pretty impressive how often they were launching, just their cadence of launches. And then, I believe in the Starship plan as well. Um, so I was just thinking to myself, I can't buy SpaceX. So how do I get exposure to this industry? You know, Boeing, like it doesn't work. It's not the same exposure. To me, my calc goes, there's very few companies that have public exposure, and Rocket Lab was one of them. It doesn't matter if they're not great. If they're just good, that's fine. Because you get exposure. They
But
just win in the
do they
macros.
are they related to SpaceX at all then, or are they
Not at
just
all.
space companies?
Just space companies. The fact that they shoot rockets into space, that's their only similarity, but they're not connected.
So your
Um,
thesis is like rocket industry is going up and it's going to pull everything along with it.
exactly. That thesis, and then secondly, everybody always funds the rival. Like that's the other calc. Like you have an Uber that's every if there's an Uber that's winning, people start funding grabs and lifts just cause there's no you need to bet against the guy who's killing the industry. So it just money flows that way. That was my other thesis. Two sides: macro growth, and two, there's always a rival, and there isn't any. The rivals are other countries, like so. There's no public play to it. So that was my whole
So
thesis.
in a way, it's also a bit of an anti-Elon play because it's like he's done some crazy shit, and if a country wants to have a SpaceX alternative, maybe this company is like the anything but Elon choice. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's almost like an anti-Elon trade in some ways.
In some ways, I mean, a few reasons for it. So now, really, I've been watching it and selling it on the way up, not overthinking it, not thinking to myself, I got to really like do some crazy due diligence. But then all of a sudden, the position's just too big now. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to pay attention to this now because is this company even worth it? Is like, do they get lucky here or is this real, right? So I'm doing some analysis this week, and my calc goes, okay, I think this is the math. SpaceX is private, and they say it's worth $500 billion. You know, Rocket Lab is worth 50 billion, so a tenth of that, which is slightly reasonable, slightly. And the reason, and they've shot up 27 rockets to space. They only carry tiny rockets, by the way. The rockets only shoot up. They're like a Falcon 1 equivalent. Like they're not even a Falcon 9. Like so their cost per launch per um per kilogram, I might get this number wrong. I think is 27 grand. Yeah, I think that's right. 27 grand per kilogram. Where a Falcon 9 cost is like 2 or 3 or 4 grand per kilogram.
Okay.
So they're, you know, 8 to 9x worse. However, they have one big edge, which is um, sometimes you want a private Uber. Sometimes you don't want to do an Uber pool like a Falcon 9 would be, where you got to put a satellite with another satellite, another satellite. Sometimes you just want, the rocket to yourself, and it only holds 200 or 300 kilograms. So you're willing to pay an 8x because you're just like, I got to do all these micro satellites and I want to do it on my trajectory. I don't want to, have to share. I don't want to be in the waiting list for 2 years or 3 years. You just want to book one. So,
I like it.
so limousine concept is the one advantage. Um,
I would say taxi versus bus, but
yeah, sure, taxi versus bus. Um, the other factor is, I mean, they are in an ideal spot for some low Earth orbits. Being in New Zealand, just the way their orbits kind of work, it's a good location for two reasons. One, there's no air traffic. There's no air traffic going in that corner of New Zealand. Like you look at the other, like Cape Canaveral, Boca Chica. They're swamped with planes in that end of the world. There's tons of issues
okay.
that
I
might scale.
I think your reason for investing is all fine and good, but I think the general advice is if the reason you've invested hasn't changed, you should keep it. Because like selling on the way up, you're capping your gains, but like remember like your big gains comes from shit popping off, but you have to be there the whole time it's popping off, right? If you sold all your pop-offs at a 2x, it's not going to make up for your bad choices, right? So I think the one thing like I've learned with my investment is like I've held on the way up because that's the only way to ride that long right hand side tail, right? Otherwise, you're just missing out on it. And Peter Lynch, famous investor, Fidelity, is like trimming your winners and keeping your losers is like cutting your flowers and watering your weeds, right? It's like you should be fucking, if anything, buying on the way up and and doubling down on like when the Penguins are losing, they double shift Crosby. They don't cut his ice time.
Yep. No, it's an interesting concept. I think there's two other factors. Okay. What happens when a winner takes a huge chunk of your portfolio though? So
So I'm fighting that right now.
so
I
don't
think
you
I
consider
might.
like the swing risk is too high and you have to sell purely because there's too high of a risk? Like your thesis might be right, but you're already winning pieces of your thesis. Your thesis
Yeah.
must have been corrected a bit by it going up, you know?
Well, I
Um,
think upside goes down, right? If all things stay the same and the broader market's realizing, oh fuck, there's a diamond in the rough here, at some point they're just going to become fairly valued.
yeah.
In which case, I think you should trim and just put it in other fairly valued things because then the like so I'm also fighting that myself right now because I think now my investment is probably 5%
Yeah.
of my entire net worth.
So this position is 8 to 10%. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
and
You
that's
could.
just too big for me. I'm just like, oh man, especially when this they've only shot up 27 Falcon ones, slightly reasonable. They don't have a Starlink constellation. They don't have a gigantic. Okay, they have a gigantic rocket like a Falcon 9 that's in the works and hoping to shoot one this year.
It's not about the fundamentals though. We're
Yeah,
just asking, should it be trimmed?
yeah, exactly. Should it be trimmed? So okay,
So I
I did.
asked, I'm asking Google right now, not Google, ChatGPT.
That's why I'm sure it's Google, but that one's
So
not worth it.
apparently, okay, so if because the question we're asking is how much is too much? Like, are you too concentrated, right? That's the question. Are we too concentrated? Now, based on Berkshire's percentage holding Apple, apparently it's 25% of Berkshire's invested.
Wow, that's interesting to know.
But I'm just gonna ask a clarifying prompt because I think it's misunderstood. It's like, what percent is Apple of Berkshire's total invested portfolio? And if the number is under 10, then I think we're safe.
Exactly. I
Or if
think
the
ten
number's over
percent's
10.
a nice
Oh yeah,
round.
okay. Wait.
But I don't know.
ChatGPT sometimes is dumb, or my prompts are bad. So, okay, so Berkshire has total assets of like 1.1 trillion, and Apple is 170 billion. So 13 to 15%. So I think we're still fine.
Yep,
And I
might be
think
right.
then Buffett's like, keep your winners, right? You winners keep winning.
It's an interesting one. I think this is a good psychology of the market concept.
No, it's
I'll
not.
tell you
It's
what I
not
did do
that
though.
though.
I did buy a put on 40% stake of what I owned at a pretty far away price point. Um, in case this is just a meme stock, right? Like in case this
Why
is
not just
just
set a why not just set stop limits? Why do it that way?
um I don't know. I don't like um I've never liked stop limits ever. Puts just make more sense to me. Just it's easier to understand and calc. I don't know. It's like a cheap put made sense to me. It was 800 bucks, 1,000 bucks, on a piece of it.
Fair.
It wasn't fully. I just figured a small hedge made sense to me. Um, yeah, I don't know.
I may have just convinced myself to hang on.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard this a lot. I think I used to make this mistake when I was younger,
Me too.
which was to sell the whole piece. I think that's always a
Yeah.
bad idea. I learned to start doing thirds or 25% chunks, and then even started doing 10%, 5% chunks. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm even
Sometimes
has
it's it's easy to get rose-colored glasses after you're winning, you know?
no, I think you need to redouble your conviction and be
Redouble your
like, I know
conviction.
exactly. You know what the other it's know what you own. Know what you own. Yeah, they fucking 10x'd, but it's like if you thought it was going to be a 20x, why are you selling at 10 then?
Yep, it's an interesting
You
concept.
left half the money on the table.
Yep.
So,
Well, I get it.
um,
That's my
I
story of the week.
called this I called this as $100 a share. So I think I've convinced myself that we're only halfway there. But I think this is also hard, right? It's like it's hard to stay in it when you've already won so much. It's tempting to be fearful now to say, what if my original thesis was slightly wrong? I should just pull all my money off the table. But it's like if you only find a winner once per decade, you need to like really treasure that, right? Because they don't come around that often. So I
Yeah.
would say you should redouble your research, fucking dig another 50 hours into it, and just recheck your thesis.
So I was trying to calculate efficiencies of New Zealand versus, different launch sites this week, just because I wanted to reaffirm and do my math calcs. But
Yeah,
fuck,
I mean, the main calc is if you are not along the equator, or the closer you are to the equator, the more velocity you can get, right? Because the Earth is spinning faster. So I think I don't know where New Zealand is exactly on
I
a
think it's
latitude
33
scale,
south.
but right, that's pretty far south. So I think from a launch efficiency, they're always going to be disadvantaged to anything that's on the equator.
Yep.
But like you said, they're an island, so they can launch in like any direction. They don't need like two bases like SpaceX has, right? Because depending if you're going geosynchronous, I think they need to launch from California or whatever, and then other parts they launch in Florida to go lower. I don't know. That's my knowledge of orbital mechanics is also quite bad.
Yeah. I think there's pieces of it. I mean, there's pieces of it like in terms of scalability. Like, I don't know. Imagine a rocket launching every day. You could do that here. You could do it every, few hours here. Where I don't know if you can do that in other launch sites. I don't know if you can do it as often. I think you disrupt the local population too much. But like you have to close,
With awesomeness,
one more time.
with awesomeness,
Yeah, yeah, with awesomeness. Yes.
you get a rocket launch a day. That's sick.
Man, Falcon 9, I believe, launches a rocket every like 3 to 5 days now, which is
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
That's why I think what you said there is kind of bullshit. I think if SpaceX could launch every day, they would, and if there was demand or whatever.
So it's my understanding Falcon 9's launch primarily because they're serving Starlinks. And that's an impressive bet, man. I gotta say, um, taking over satellite internet is an interesting concept. I, I,
I
I've
think
I've
time will
heard
tell on that.
I got a deal with my inbox because I signed up to their email newsletter for a long time now, and it's actually reasonable now. Like it's around
Yeah,
they're giving like $100 a month,
yeah, we have
internet.
Starlink at our field location.
I mean, yeah, I get field locations. That's an obvious one, but like it's almost affordable for my house to have Starlink. Is what I'm getting at. Like it's not that far off of Shaw pricing. So it's getting close, and it's just like whoa, it's even close. You think it'd be way off
So
now?
I would say the only thing they've externalized though is they've basically ruined astronomy for anyone on Earth, right? Because you literally cannot take a long exposure shot anymore. You just see fucking white streaks in the sky
Yep.
if their constellation is above you. And I think a lot of scientists are like quite pissed off at Elon for that reason.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
So there is like he hasn't compensated that. He hasn't compensated the space observation community.
They started painting their satellites black, but yeah, like a darker
That
black. It was a darker black, you know.
Did that
I
does
mean,
that
it's
work?
it's uncaptured territory. It's first come first serve. It's just Greed wins that. I get it. I heard
But it's
Jane
also
Goodall like really anti Elon this week. I listened to her book
yeah, she
on
says she would
audio.
launch Elon to Mars with Putin and Trump.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a little too much, but I get it.
She's a fucking hero.
She's a hero.
Don't fucking yeah.
I was listening to her book about chimpanzees this week, and I think she's fucking awesome. I didn't know her whole story. I knew the gist of it, but I didn't know like that book was awesome. It was
Oh,
great.
maybe I should add that to my reading list. I
Um,
mean, she just inspired like all my favorite environmentalists, and like just on that alone, I'm like sad, you know?
I think I listen to audiobook, and I don't really listen to audiobooks very often at all, but for some reason it's popped up on Spotify. Um, the first chapter kind of talks about her like watching um, a chicken lay an egg. She's like hiding inside of a chicken coop, like in the corner, like she as a
Okay.
5 year old, and and her parents have been looking for her for like hours, and she like decided to like she kept trying to figure out she wanted to see an egg get laid. She's like, how is it getting out of there? And it's just talking about that, and she was like hiding in the corner of the chicken coop for a few hours, waiting for it to occur. Then it finally happened, and that's just crazy as a 5 year old. Yeah.
It's amazing to like see how that obviously there's like an innate interest and then it just manifests in some crazy way so far into the future, right? And then of course she becomes like a biologist and a scientist and an advocate. But like how does a 5-year-old become curious about that, right? And like some people like rocks and others like dinosaurs and then they become like paleontologists. I would say for me, I never maybe like entrepreneurship. Like I was always hatching up ways to make money even when I was like fucking 10.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. You see some of these people who are heroes and you want to be them, but
Bro, dude, it was
like
crazy, man.
yeah,
I was following like this the Texas Bee Works chick. You know the chick who saves bees and she never wears protective suits, like
yeah.
she just
I
like
saw this chick. Yeah, yeah. I see this
scoops
chick
the
on.
bees
I've seen
up
this
with
chick
her
on YouTube or
hands.
TikTok. Yeah,
Dude, she posted like a picture of herself when she was like 8 and she was like having a tea party with like a bunch of stuffed chimps because she just wanted to be Jane Goodall. I mean, it was fucking epic, man.
wow, so cool.
So I guess she's like a hero to people who are like grown up now because she obviously lived like a great long life to like 91. But it's awesome. Like people like kids just pretending to be them. That's fucking goated, you know? Sorry to interrupt you, but I
No,
just
no
think she's
worries. I
great.
was just saying that there's a lot of people who are really inspiring. Like I gotta say, a
Is
lot
there
of them
anyone like that?
started younger. Like you get it done younger typically. You know,
Is there
I don't
anyone
know if
like
you.
that today that we should be looking up to? Like who's a
Um,
future goat right now that we should be looking up to, you know?
future goat right now.
Is it like the ocean cleanup guy? He's a little autistic looking to me.
I
Like
don't know him that well. I
boy
think
and
it's.
slat. Like he's got the big ocean plastic catchers.
I think he's done an amazing job already. I've heard they've done so much from the oceans already.
I don't
Um,
think it's Greta Thunberg.
well, I mean, what?
Is
You
it?
don't think Greta Thunberg's impressive? I think she's damn impressive. Wow. I mean, she's not inspiring me, but she's inspiring a different generation, and I think it's impressive itself. She went over to Palestine last week, 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago. I don't know.
She got
Um,
arrested by Israel.
yeah. Um, I don't know. I think it's a good it's good. She's on a course of just doing things now. She just has to. She's got a big enough voice. She just has to. Her name just makes newspaper articles across the world. You know.
I'm not saying it's true, but because she was like 14 when she started, you don't think she's like being manipulated by like higher powers that are just using like a teen girl to further their own motives?
I mean, no question about it. It's your parents that are like your parents or family members that are controlling you, sort of Michael Jackson style. But
Totally.
you're enjoying it. You're like part of the ride. Like this is still you.
But I
Um,
guess now she must be doing it out of free will, right? Because like how old is she now? Is she an adult now? She must
yeah,
be,
yeah, I
right?
think she's 22 now. I think 20.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know.
So
No, she's an adult now for sure. You're right. So I think some child stars stop acting, when they get, you know, past puberty. This is a different one because that's kind of like a child star situation where you're like below 15. She started kind of, I don't know. This is a different system.
It's like when the Olsen twins are like, yeah, we've been actors for like 38 years. Like, you were a fucking baby. You weren't fucking acting. Like, I'm not sure when you started acting, but it wasn't when you were on Full House.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
that's a perfect example of somebody who doesn't love acting, or like because they stopped. Maybe they still love it, but they didn't. I don't think they continued. It looked like they did it
They were
like,
like the OG. Didn't they have like a makeup brand? And this was like way before Kim Kardashian had one.
yeah, but it's not. I don't think they kept doing like movies and things and TV shows. But I think it's because they were too rich. Isn't the problem they got too rich? You get so rich that like some of these things don't. I don't know. That's the fucked up thing
For a
for
while
me.
there, I mean, yeah, for a while there, if you had like sitcom money, that was like the shit, right? Like Friends, Full House, Seinfeld. I don't think TV actors get sitcom money anymore because now
No.
people pay 9.99 for a show and they expect 100 shows for free.
I think
So,
Netflix is ruining acting. I think fuck OpenAI is ruining for sure.
oh,
Sora.
dude,
Wow.
I tried to download Sora, but they're not. It's not available here.
Is it not? Oh, okay. In Germany, got it.
Oh my God,
Um,
I think the meme of Sam Altman stealing GPUs fucking made me laugh so hard. Like there's a
that's funny.
Sora,
Imagine it.
maybe. Dude,
Uh,
it's so good.
yeah. It's kind of okay. So, Ed was showing me him making himself a video, and you scan your own face, and you can put yourself
Yep,
in a TikTok essentially, or in like a memeable
yep,
TikTok, right? Really
yep,
easy, right? Just by prompting. Um,
yeah. They're sick,
fuck.
man. It's like shoot me in a form of a ring cam. Like the guys on My First Million were like, I want a video of me, like a video of me pretending to rob someone, and so it's like a ring cam because you know how people show like thieves on the ring cam, and he's like, but I like cartwheel away, and it was like fucking, and it
Oh,
was
that's great.
amazing. It was like so realistic.
Oh,
And like with a ring cam, you kind of expect it to be fuzzy a bit anyway, right? Like it's kind of like, oh dude, it was like so realistic. And like it just showed his face and like the co-host was like, dude, how did it like guess your body proportions? And he was like, dude, I think it just looked at my face and didn't assume I was fat, which was like kind of insulting, but it was like correct.
wow. I did not realize. Oh, I didn't realize it doesn't know your body proportions. Wow. Wow. That's ridiculous. Oh man, I don't know what this
Yeah.
future is gonna look like. It's really messed up. I mean, my intuition is, um, wow, actors get paid way less. Like actors are, you don't need actors anymore. A lot
Who
less.
cares? Did we ever? This like, oh no, Leonardo DiCaprio gets less money.
No,
Fuck, who cares?
I'm not too concerned about it. I just think it's gonna it just changes Hollywood a lot.
I
Um,
think I'm optimistic because with all this fake AI slop and shit, the pendulum's gonna swing back towards like authenticity, right? And that's something I'm like quite good at. I just tell it like it is. It's like it benefits me to just be authentic. And I think also that you start seeing more authentic analog shit, like run clubs, man. Like run clubs are making a comeback, and also like dinner clubs where people just get together to eat. There's like that one business that started like that. It's called Time Left, where they meet one Wednesday a month, and they just arrange strangers eating at a restaurant together. It's so dumb, but it's like people are craving that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we swing too much digital. You really do crave the analog
Yeah,
stuff. I get that.
I just bought a book. I bought 3 books this year. I'm back on analog books. I'm ditching my e-reader.
Nice. I'm for that. I've always been for
Yeah, and
books.
then I also think so. There's that. So shift back to analog, which I think benefits me. Also, switch back to like critical thinking, right? Because now you have AI slop. If you're not a good critical thinker, you believe everything. And I think I'm a good critical thinker. So again, benefits people who have like intelligence again. For a while, it's going the wrong way. I'm bullish
Huh, nice.
on myself.
I don't know what
And
I'm a
then I
little
think,
lost. I'm a little lost. I don't know.
are you?
I'm a little lost because I don't really know what I love right now, which is hard. Um, I've been enjoying working with my hands a bit, which has been nice. Mostly like moving, building furniture, doing some demolition downstairs. Um, that's been giving me happiness. It's hard because the financial calc on it doesn't make any sense, you know? Like it's so capped on like how good I could be. I'm like too far behind to be Red Seal, you know? And I just
Yeah, are you though? Or is that a limiting thought
it might be
process?
a limiting thought. It might be a limiting thought. Um, I find on average like I don't enjoy doing it more than 3 hours. That's like my biggest factor of why I can't be professional. Because I just don't wanna I just don't want to put in an 8 hour labor filled day, you know?
But then the other question is, does it need to be financially returning anything?
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I'm enjoying it in that way for now. Yeah, I definitely am enjoying that. I think just I have to get, you know, into that mindset. Um, yeah, no, I still feel like I'm a little lost. I think I'm figuring it out, but uh,
I think it's common, man. I mean, you're just entering literal midlife crisis. You're a year
one of
behind
my
me.
squash buddies just said, "Dude, just play more squash." And I'm like, "Oh, you're right. I can just do that. I can just play more sports. I think I got to do that."
Put a golf sim in your house.
I don't like golf enough. Fuck. We went to a golf swing the other day. It was kind of it was okay. It was okay. I don't think it was great. I don't know. I don't think will you ever golf sim alone? I don't think I would ever do that. That sounds terrible.
It
I
has to be alone. It's a single
I
player sport.
I mean you could, you know, switch off. Um I actually do like VR golf. VR mini golf is awesome for everybody listening. That's one of the best VR games. It's because your mini golf can be really cool in VR. If you can just imagine like all the loop-de-loops you can have and windmills and like weird positions, it's great.
Does it obey physics though, or
Yeah,
does it
yeah,
obey real physics?
yeah. It obeys real
Mm.
physics. Yeah, yeah, it's great.
But it doesn't have to. You could also be like mini golf on Mars.
Yeah, yeah, you could. I've yet to play one of those. I assume they exist already, but I've yet to play one of those. Do
I
you
have
have a?
a
Do you use your TV? Do you have a TV in your room?
what? I don't even know. I
You
There used to
don't.
be a TV back there, and I just fucking it's under my stairs collecting dust.
Yeah.
What's a TV?
I mean, a big screen for stuff. I don't know. I just okay.
Monitor.
I've had an old TV for 16 years, and then I moved around and rented a bunch of places that had nicer TVs. But for the most part, I haven't bought a TV in ages, and I bought one last week, and it's
I would if I knew more girls.
yeah. Well, in Germany, movie nights,
Monitor. And
really?
honestly, if the girl likes you enough, she don't care.
Wait. You double office chair? What are you doing? You're not watching a movie on your monitor with some
There's a
history?
fucking couch behind me. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
You
We just
watch it on your monitor? Do
watch.
you bring it forward? Is it
The
a
monitor's
big?
big.
Okay, the monitor's big.
Not
Understand?
that big, but yeah. But yeah, no, I miss my TV. Like I've got a decent TV back in Calgary. But honestly, man, it never went on. Like it's crazy actually. I've shifted more to even just watching having YouTube on my phone. So if
Yeah.
I'm like cooking, I'll just put YouTube on my phone, consume like a podcast on speaker. And I would say for music, obviously it's terrible, but for like spoken voice, like the phone is like pretty fucking good already. So I actually think I listen and watch the most shit now, sadly, like on my phone. Especially when like picture quality doesn't matter and I'm just like I'm listening to two guys talk, or if you're watching this, who cares if it's on your phone or not, right? It's not like crazy shit's happening. It's not like color reproduction matters that much, you know? And I just do mostly nonfiction, so it makes sense. Like I'm not watching HBO. If I was, then I'd want a TV. But I hardly ever watch TV anymore, you know?
Yeah. What do I use it for? You know, I got a big screen that mounts in the wall, and it's got a really good mounting bracket that can like swivel in all directions. So it, I think it's good because I can like sort of like watch a podcast on the TV or a YouTube video from the kitchen, and it's in the background,
Makes
but it's
sense.
also just like fluttery in the back, which kind of works. I've been trying to get into
Ooh.
Twitch more. I used to love Twitch. Like I used to like
Oh
watching
yeah.
Counter-Strike, and I still do, and I enjoy that.
All the stuff I love on Twitch, it's over now, except for maybe poker. I like poker
Hearthstone?
streams.
What was the what did you used to watch on
Yeah, Hearthstone's dead, StarCraft is dead. Like, and I don't know any of the new games because I'm a boomer now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh, I did change one thing though, man. Bluetooth speakers. You can get actively powered. Okay, so normally if you back in the day when you wanted like a hi-fi system, you had to get an amplifier, a receiver, all that shit, and then you had aux cables, you know, to connect. Now I have like $1,000 Bluetooth speakers. So like if I want to listen to something, I'll put it on my phone, but I can just like wirelessly connect to my speakers. And then the speakers they're powered. So that means there's like an amplifier in the back of it. So you're not getting crappy JBL portable speaker. These aren't portable, but they're still Bluetooth. And like anywhere I am in my house, I can connect to them and just put on music at like a good sound quality.
So what do you got? I mean, you're a sonophile. So what do you have?
I have some Danish brand called Argon, like the gas, Argon, and
Cool,
just they don't have big bass because like I'm in a small space, but they're like super hi-fi.
cool,
Not super, upper middle.
nice. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I never got into the big music, getting speakers and getting an amplifier, and knowing any of that stuff. So I don't know. I've just used Sonos for so long that kind of works, and it's I don't know the
It's,
difference to be
it's
honest.
not for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people use their laptop speakers, you know. I have a hard time with it when I listen to bad sound, like I just can't concentrate.
Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
Well, hey, I got two dogs this week. I got two dogs. It is a different feeling having two dogs.
Is it twice the work? Or is it extra linear in that it's more than twice the work?
It's not extra linear. It's okay. It's a little less work and a little more work in different ways. In particular, like you don't have to work hard to drain your dog's energy to like take them for a walk or go play because they have a playmate and they're just constantly playing all the time.
That's also an argument for not having an only child.
Yeah, yeah. Like the dogs just want to play. But there's one big difference is that they still want to be watched. Like, okay, the dogs are sleeping right now, and they'll play for a bit when
Also,
I'm not watching if I got a door closed, but for the most part, they want to be watched. They want me to watch them like jump around and like wrestle each other, and yeah, it's they do
why
use a
do you have
lot of
two?
energy, but they kind of, oh man, they're like they're jumping ridiculously over furniture and like bumping into things, and it's a little
But
ridiculous.
why do you have two? Why do you have two?
So, Evelyn's neighbor was out of town for a week and asked Evelyn to pet sit. And um, as a co-parent, I get involved in there for a day or two, But it's okay. I was for it. I wanted to see what it was like, and it is interesting. It is hard seeing a dog that's dumber than your dog that just doesn't, listen as well, and different too. I don't know. It's interesting though. I don't hate it. Definitely interesting to see what two kids are like. And yeah, getting a taste of that.
Does
Do you
that
think that's
make
true? Do you
you?
think only childs are grow up in a different way? And is there
Yeah,
anything substantially negative about it?
I think they talk to adults better because all they grow up is talking to adults. And I think, and again, I what the fuck do I know? But I'm gonna say what I think
I
anyway.
want to hear it. Yeah.
But I also think they have worse conflict resolution because they've never had to. They've never
Ooh,
had to learn how to like share or like deal with like an annoying sibling, right?
conflict resolution. Wow. I never considered that, and I think it's totally true. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think only children tend to be more mature because they only interact with adults for the most part. But then like I think sometimes they also have a hard time making friends because they literally do not know how to like interact with peers.
Yeah, I think I've heard that as
So you have to
well.
like kind of go out of your way as a if you're a parent of an only child to make sure they're like fucking talking to more than just you guys. It's kind of like tennis, right? I just play you guys. I don't see enough serves and like ball types. So I have no idea how to handle anything that comes my way that I'm not used to. It's kind of like an only child.
Yep. Yep. Totally makes sense. Huh, it's interesting.
Yep. Um, does having the two dogs make you want kids more or less or the same amount?
Wow. Um, this has been racking my brain for the last month. Um, that I have to have like responsibility now because I have lyric for the next somewhere between like 14 and 20 years. I don't know how long dogs live for. Uh, a while. Um, and yeah, that is scary to think about, to be honest. Um,
Like the next time you won't have a dog, you'll be like a super different person.
yeah, yeah. I calculate I'm in my 50s, right? Like I'm
Yep.
so definitely in my 50s, and yeah, that's just a weird concept. I think you're not supposed to think about it. I think you're supposed to not like dive into that too deep and try to look into your future too much, because you shouldn't let that hold you back from like making big moves. You just have to know you'll make it work, you know? Um,
Ooh, I heard a great quote last week, actually from my yoga teacher's Instagram. She just comes up with gems. Like, it's what is it again? You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, ready is a decision.
that's
I'm
really
like
good.
sick. I know. I
That's
need
really
to
good.
like based in that one for a while. Ready's a decision. Like you just decide you're ready. You're never gonna feel ready. You're just like, fuck, let's just do it.
Yeah. Um, I think I think I'm thinking on a similar vein for kids. I think I kind of want them just to happen if they happen and not happen if they don't happen. I don't want to be like in charge of making the decision.
I think you gotta pick the right partner though, because I think that's a nightmare if you mess up that
You're
one.
right. You're right. No question about it.
You
Like
can't just
you want to be slightly smart about who you don't wear a condom with. But I think
beware of men who have full custody of their kids because the ex-wife is just a nut bar because the courts almost never do that. I know one guy who has full custody of his kids, and I'm like, tell me about your ex, man. And the stories are just fucking insane. Like, it takes a
yeah,
lot to take their kids away from the mom. Like that's just the way society leans, rightly or wrongly. But that's something that's a lesson that you don't want to learn firsthand.
yeah. I can definitely tell females in general are just way better at being, I don't know, responsible and like planning orientated regard to like dependence. I can even just they're just I don't know. They break less rules and like let their kids get hurt. I think
It's a I mean it's evolutionary. I think it's a It's why more men gamble and have gambling problems, right? It's a risk. I forget the fucking term, but like men are just more tolerant of risk taking them, right? It's just like because we had to get out of the cave and kill the lion to like we're just more like yeah, always more risk tolerant
Totally.
in both good and bad ways, right? It's
Yep.
again not right or wrong. It's just evolutionary. That's what had to be done.
So my risky decision of the day yesterday was taking the other dog, which his name is Doug, by the way. Um,
His
to
name is
the
Doug. I'm so sick of fucking people naming dogs with human names.
I didn't do it.
Stupid.
Uh,
I know.
Doug, I took Doug to the dog park with Lyric, and I first took Doug alone to see if he could see how he do with other dogs, and to be honest, he was great. Like he understands how to handle other dogs totally fine, which is great. Um, but I wanted to see if he would like listen to commands, and he was terrible. Like he doesn't outdoor with all the smells, he doesn't want to sit. You know, even with treats, he doesn't care. So I'm like, man, how am I gonna teach him to come back to me? You know, if I take him off the leash, you know, if I go to an off leash park. And I'm like, oh man, this is just not gonna work. So I went back and grabbed Lyric and got both of them and took Lyric off leash. And I was just like, oh, I just want to let this dog off leash, but is he just gonna bolt, you know, a kilometer in one direction? Is that what's gonna happen? You know, I don't think so. So that was my risky appetite of just like letting him off leash for 10 seconds and then clipping him in again.
It's clear I'm not a dog owner. How much do dogs enjoy being off leash? Like,
Oh,
is
they
it like a
love it.
game changer for them?
Oh, it's a game
Mm.
changer. Oh yeah. It's like freedom. Yeah. Lear can run, I don't know, 100 feet from me, and I don't care. I know she's gonna come back. Like I just trust her. So she can get in like a full 100 foot sprint and be totally free to do whatever the fuck she wants. It's great.
It's funny that dogs love being off leash, and then there's like an irony that so-called dog lovers just keep their dogs chained up. The one I heard is it's about the birds, right? It's like, oh yeah, I love birds. That's why I have a pet, but put it in a little fucking cage and like clip its wings. I
Yeah.
think dogs are fine because we made them, but like birds, they're like wild animals. It's like if you love birds, you should never have one.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, no, I think yeah. I like I like taking going to the mountains and going to like places like that. It's a little more dangerous off leash because there's like wild animals and shit, but I would love Lyric to get to the point where I trust her in many situations. It's also like you just don't want to hold a leash. It's just pulling on you and like you're like yeah, you have to like pay active attention to the dog then, right? Instead, you can just both enjoy your walk, you know? I think that's the big difference.
Yo, it's funny. I was kind of having this conversation a couple months ago. It's like I like having stuff in my hand, right? Like safety drink.
Yep.
So like I think like I wouldn't care. I might actually prefer to hike with a leash in my hand because it's just like somewhere to put my hands. And then I have a friend also like she hates having a drink on the dance floor. Like she wants her hands to be free to dance, and I'm like the complete fucking opposite. Right? So funny.
Ooh, interesting. That's a different one. Dance floor, I'd say no drink. That's my take on it. But I can see for the most
You're
part
no
being in a pub or being in a bar, I've always got used to like holding. When you're standing, it's really nice. It feels safety. It just feels nice.
safety for sure. It's like being behind the podium. You hide behind that thing.
Totally.
You know, it's the
Totally.
home base. You know, can't touch you. It's free zone.
Uh, for hiking wise, it depends how good of a walker your dog is. If your dog wants to stop every 5 seconds and sniff something, well, you have to like look down and see what like are they getting their leash wrapped around a
Oh,
tree? You know, there's all these
got it.
like
Yeah.
little things that you have to consider. But if you're off leash, you don't have you know they're just gonna follow you.
What
It's
if you
quite
had,
useful.
you know, you can get like a high-tech suitcase that like follows you in the airport.
Yes, yes.
What if you had a high-tech robot that that That's what the leash was attached to.
Whoa, that's hilarious. That's gonna happen. That's an
Like a
invention you just
drone.
invented. It's definitely gonna happen. Robot technology is crazy right now. It's really growing. I,
Dude, I got a buddy trying to sell me on the idea of owning a drone. And like when I went to Italy, he brought his drone with him. Dude, drones are insane, man. Like the fucking lenses and like they're so easy to pilot now. And I think like battery life is like super good again. Like
oh yeah,
they're taking crazy photos and like I think it actually I'm almost a bit sold on it. Like it changes the dynamic of like the thing you're visiting, right? Like we were like we had like nice balconies on a couple of the Airbnbs we were at, and like he just flew his drone off the balcony, and just to be able to see your street and your little city block from like a bird's eye view, you get like a different appreciation of like the lay of the land of like where you are. It's kind of sick, actually.
yeah. I could do that for sure. I mean, I've never flown photography drones, so I don't really know them that well, but I've known enough about how they work, and they're really high tech now. And the flying is so easy.
But even if you do like a nature shot, right, and you're like, oh man, let's see the how the river actually meanders from you just kind of get like that instant Google Earth look, so that you can get a nice appreciation for your surroundings or something, right? So
So I have a moment that I loved, and I don't know if you've ever seen this video on my drone channel. I was I flew around a Kananaskis rally race, um, and I just wanted to see if I could do it to get myself like amped up to see if I could maybe chase the cars one day, you know? The problem is they only do like 4 laps, 30 kilometers in each direction, and you have to like perfectly time it. And typically you get approval from the race people and all that stuff too. Um, but one thing I did around there, which was just so cool, was there was a little river that just was like half a click away from the race that I was flying over, and I like droned the river racetrack, if that makes any sense. Like I flew the river, and it was just so much fun. I never felt this feeling of like seeing the floor being a river and then me flying it, and it was a blast. So I gotta say, like you do get views that you've never seen before, with
totally.
drones.
It's just like a perspective that's like completely unnatural because like humans cannot fly. So you're just like, I would never see this with my own eyes. And then of course, like drones can go places where like even helicopters can't, right? Because they're smaller and like more nimble. So
Yeah.
I would say the only annoying thing is like it fucking, and I saw this like firsthand, it fucking pisses off everyone around you. Like everyone who's not using the drone is like, ah, fucking drone.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's
That's
the only
exactly
thing
what it's
you need
like.
to either get over it or like they need to fix that somehow. But like, how do you fix noise? I don't know. Like it,
Yeah.
like you need.
Uh, I was swimming in Vietnam on this beautiful beach, and I'm doing laps between two buoys, and there's a fucking drone over the top of me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I can hear it, and it's just like, God damn, you're ruining my swim. It's brutal, And I'm just looking at the beach trying to figure out who the fuck is flying this thing. Like, I can't figure it out.
I think it has to be like, oh, okay, so like maybe like the optics need to be better so that it's like so high that like no one can hear them, right? So you're flying so high, but it's still getting like a similar picture. And then like maybe like it has to like parachute down so that it's quiet, you know what I mean? Or like find a way to like glide back to its owner so then like no one really knows. So then you only have the launch sound.
So I think for the most part, most tourist places now, no drones in Canada and the States. Like almost all of them have a sign.
Yeah, but like how enforceable is that though, man? It's not.
It's not
We
enforceable at
literally
all.
launched a drone next to a no drone sign.
Yeah, you can. Nobody cares. I mean, there is no enforcement, but at least that stops it a little bit. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't fly over people for the most part. I try to fly in
But in a way,
places
there's
that
a
are
total conflict
people.
of interest, right? Because it's like, oh, no drones. But then, like, if I get this drone shot, like, my video is going to go viral because, like, no one else takes drone shots from here.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the way I would do it because I'm sort of a rule breaker in that sense. I'm like, oh man, I bet you no one's gotten this shot before, and then you try and get like a super creative drone shot or something.
You should try it. I think you might. I think you might like it. Um, are you putting pictures up places? I mean, you put it on your Instagram, right? Is that your only outlet?
Only on my stories. I almost never even posts. I think I will for Italy, but it's like one when too much time passes, like I just get lazy,
Yeah, exactly.
and then also like people who know, and it's just like I guess I go back and question myself like, why am I doing this, right? Am I just wanting the dopamine hit of likes? Am I just wanting people to know how great I'm living? And I'm just like, it turns out like I guess I don't actually really care about that too much, right? I like rather live a more low key life because I know I'm living well, thankfully. Lots of gratitude there. But it's like I don't need to necessarily, I'm like, a little bit past the point of needing to like flaunt it or display it, right? Or like take food pictures to show, oh man, I'm doing so well, like I kind of like laughed myself in that nature. So it's some mixture of being lazy and not caring. It's somewhere in there.
What
Because if
when
you
you
truly ask yourself, like, why am I doing that? It's like when fucking people take pictures of the books they're reading. What are you trying to show us? How smart you are, how much you read, the things you care about. Why don't you just come right out and just say it then? Like, why are you passively aggressively trying to demonstrate either like your intelligence or like book virtue signaling? I think is only slightly better than all the LinkedIn fucking slop that people fucking don't even use AI to write. They just write it. It's even sadder. I'm happy to announce blah blah blah.
Oh, dude, I hate work anniversary comments. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
So soon? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to, at least I know like if I need dopamine hits, it's such a good way. Oh, if we have time, man. So I went to this conference in Switzerland. I would just say, man, going as a managing director, it's like being a work hot girl. I just had to stand there. People just came to me. That's how I now know how it feels like to be a hot girl, but only in the arena of career.
What was the conference called?
It was a European Geothermal Congress.
Oh, very cool. Where in
Yeah,
Switzerland were you?
Zurich. It was as expensive as they say. I think a
Yeah.
10-kilometer taxi ride. First of all, I was in a dual motor Tesla Model X, which was sick actually, but it was 110 euros to go 10 kilometers, man.
Wow.
It's like
Expensive.
200, also it's 200 bucks Canadian.
Damn. I've heard Switzerland's stupidly expensive, but
I know, but it just reminds me. I was just thinking that like money's a construct, right? Why why should a burger there cost $30? Just because they say it does? That's literally the reason, right? Because
yeah.
you cross an invisible border, and now it's like things are this much here now because it's a Swiss franc. Like it's it's like the most human of all constructs that don't it doesn't mean anything. You just go there, and then suddenly it's like, yeah, you're poor here now. Fuck you.
Yep.
So if anything, it just increased my appreciation to go like, money is just so fake. The concept of money is just fake. Like, we just all agreed to these implicit rules to be like, oh yeah, like when I'm here, the things I want are just double because I guess richer people want me to have less buying power. I don't actually know the reason, but like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Is there something in Switzerland that's awesome? Is something that like is
Oh
uniquely
yeah,
Switzerland? I don't know about it, so tell
like
me.
like Rolexes.
Okay. Fuck. I mean, something you could enjoy. Well, like, you enjoy the Rolex stores there? Like, is that a fucking thing? The watch stores are amazing.
I don't even think there any less money there when you roll in all the taxes and what it costs to run a storefront in Switzerland. Like I think Rolexes are cheaper in Canada,
Probably. I believe that.
number one. And but I think it's just like you have this fucking beautiful city in the Alps, right? Like it's literally just in the Alps. It's sick.
Yeah. So the
It'd be
mountain
like if,
views and just how beautifully
yeah.
things are laid out for the
And of course, there's
environment.
like the history. It's like this medieval town that's been like built up, right? It's got the Romans were in there. The streets you can still see they follow like the old walls, right? Like it's funny. It's like this dynamic evolution where it's just like, oh, things are here because that's just where they were for centuries for completely different reasons to why they exist in modern day. But it's actually like really cool to just see like this evolution of human history existing in this place, right?
Cool.
I kind of like the like anthropology of that history a lot. Like Amsterdam's like that as well, right?
So how
Like
many
all
day
these old
conference was
medieval
it?
towns. It's still ongoing now, but oh, I feel like I've also cracked the code of conferences. First of all, the sessions are terrible, right? There's
Aftermath.
like shitty PhD students with terrible ideas. I'm also convinced I can go get a PhD right now. Like the stuff they put out is so bad. And I think also part of it is like the consequence of like a free education, which is like in Europe, right? Like everybody gets a free education here. It's like anyone can get in, anyone can get a PhD. The content is terrible.
Interesting. I never
But
figured that out.
all I do, I just hang around, hot girl, ever. And people, it's like the value is all in the fucking side conversations you have at like the coffee breaks. And I think I truly understand like the networking. It's just like if you're able to have 15 meetings all in one shot in person, the conference is just like the mechanism, right? It's the nacho that delivers that salsa to your mouth, but you don't actually give a fuck about the nacho. The nacho is all the academics that put out stuff that will never become businesses. And like, but you, it creates that atmosphere so that you can actually do business, right? So the thing that was actually bothering me the most, and I'm probably sewering myself for anyone that finds this podcast, is like I'm chatting with an actual business person, and like a PhD student comes to ask me how the fucking Everloop works, and I'm just like, dude, fuck off.
Yep. What did I learn? What I learned about conferences is walk away from the sucky people. Like you just have to walk away from them. And you just have
The
to
problem is I'm representing my company, so I need to be like a certain amount of cordial.
And I think when I say walk away, I mean I still try to do it politely, but
No,
I do it you know,
and
like Mr.
I would
Peanut
say this
Butter
one.
from BoJack. I'm like, oh, Nancy, like you just have to walk away. You just have to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I probably
Erica,
had
it's
like
Erica.
20. I probably had 20 good meetings, which like let's say the conference probably cost my company 3 grand. $150 a meeting of high value is like actually a good price. You know what I mean?
Yep,
If you think about like how shitty most meetings are, to get 20 high value meetings in 48 hours is like a good deal.
yep.
And so like when you go to a conference, you better have like an idea of what you want to do. And it shouldn't be sit in the technical session.
Definitely not. Definitely not technical sessions. Yeah.
And like anyone selling anything, it's like Jim Cramer, right? If someone actually had anything of value to present, I don't think they would give it away. Maybe that's too cynical, but right?
Yeah,
So
no,
people are just presenting pretty vanilla shit or shit that clearly doesn't work. Or I would say 2/3 of it is like naive students that like I'm just like there's no this is all so academic that it's like completely impractical.
yeah, I think there's a bit of
Which
that.
like
I think
yeah.
there's a bit of speaking circuits I've seen of people who are just professional speakers that get called in that aren't really, competent in what the field is. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think the best people aren't the ones who take their time to go to the whole conference.
Yeah. So I was in and out there for 2 days, but it goes on till Friday. Uh, so one of my geologists is there now. There'll be some value there. And I think if you're just like a individual contributor, like employee, like it can be nice, right? Like, hey, you want to go to Zurich for 4 days and like you're eating decent. And if you're not like away from your family, like it is cool. I think as an entrepreneur and like a business owner, it like I went there just to work. To be honest, like I barely saw the city. I was working 12-hour days. I just worked two 12-hour days. I'm writing notes on like who I talk to, what the follow up needs to be. So I'm taking it like pretty fucking serious.
So I'll say something that was cool about cryptocurrency conferences. You remember how you were talking about that podcaster who owned a penguin, right? And I was telling you that penguin's worth 50
Oh, Tom
grand.
Lee.
Yeah. Tom Lee owns a penguin. I think his penguin's worth 50 grand. Something cool about cryptocurrency conferences is that, um, the conference ticket isn't that expensive. It's not cheap, but it's reasonable for most people. Um, all the after parties and side parties all have like guest list accesses, and typically what they do is they reach out to communities that are expensive NFT communities. So the bar to get in was own an expensive NFT, or have a plus one of somebody who did, and it really made a gated area of side conference that was just way higher quality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think the conference itself is just a hub, and some are better than others. I think this one was really good. The conference app actually had like a DMing system.
Ooh, I've never
So
seen that
like
before.
it was actually a good way. I got some pretty bad pitches through DM, and I'm thinking if you're DMing me to invest, you've already lost the game. But set that aside. It was also a decent way for people to connect because if the conference is too big, then just relying on you running into the person you want to meet is also like a terrible idea. So I actually really do like everyone who registers needs to be on this app, and like you can always find anybody
Did you DM
to
people?
go talk to them. Yeah.
Did you reach
And
out to
lots of
people
people
yourself?
DM'd me though.
Got
But
it.
I was a hot girl, so they were mostly DMing me.
Cool.
Again, I knew exactly what it felt like to be a hot girl. I'm a
DM.
career hot girl.
Wow. DM system's interesting. I've never seen that before. That sounds.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's super high value for like I'm like the exact audience that system is good for because I only went to one session just to sit there. Oh, and I moderated one, which is also cool.
Yeah. I think I can see the value in it. I see the value in it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I mean, if you're on the sales side of things,
It's a
um,
game.
it's a game and it can be hard. It can just be tiring, you know. But it works. It totally does work.
But I would say if you're selling anything, like a booth is almost always a bad idea because like you charge so much money, then you're like change your booth. You're better off kind of doing even what I did and just like float around, make yourself like open to be approached, like stand around the main entrance with a coffee and just see who runs into you, right? And then don't pitch from your booth. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But
Yeah,
I
I might go to some startup events in Calgary actually. There's a few that are getting better. Now we have our big event center. I think the community's grown a lot. I think I gotta go to more of those.
I got pitched in Zurich to potentially host one in Calgary.
Oh, interesting.
But we're talking big ballers. Talking like $1 million check sizes, not Dragon's Den.
Hmm. Cool.
But I know there's like Startup TNT, which I got invited to a number of
Okay.
times. There's also like lots of events at that platform place on
Yep.
Ninth Ave.
Off in Calgary. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Am I thinking about it wrong? I just think, have we outgrown that?
The lower levels we have. Um, I've been to some that actually catered to an older age demographic slash entrepreneurship level. I think I've seen some that actually don't suck. I've been to a lot of startup events in the last 15 years, and most of them sucked. Most of them were
Yeah.
like people who've never ran a single startup before, and that just wasn't enjoyable at all to hear their dumb pitches. Um, but I've seen some now that actually um, are better, and I think typically their ticketing prices are much higher, and or they come with a caveat of like you need to be invited through this like VIP circle. So like one VIP circle I
I
saw was, I don't know, there's a law firm called Good Lawyer, and
mhm.
if you were part of their, if you've done any billing to them, you got a free ticket, right? But that's a great bar. Have you used a lawyer? Well, great. You filter out all the scrubs because all the scrubs
Can
have
you
limited.
afford a lawyer? Okay, you
Exactly,
have? Okay.
exactly, exactly. So that was a
Mhm.
great bar. That, or being able to pay for the ticket, which was more expensive. So I think though that was great. I think that really did filter out some. Yeah, I think you got to
What
go to
would
the
be
you got to go to the people, the ones that are 100 people more, the ones that are attached to bigger conferences, ones with bigger price tags.
what would be your reason for going? Just to see what's out there? Is there like a theme you're going to? Would you be looking to invest or like
This is why I'm kind of confused. People keep telling me to go to these things, and I just don't know what I'm supposed to. I don't know what I'm trying to close on. It was easier when I was crypto and I had a reason to close on people. I had like a service to offer. Right now, I'm like, I don't know, and Adam trying to find a different you know pair to connect with, and it's all luck, and I don't know. Um, I wish I was selling something. It would make it a lot easier.
what if you just did like a panel, which are like the most easy things to do, but the most useless. But if you're like craving attention, it's like the perfect thing to do.
Yeah, I went to those in
Like, don't
Vancouver.
moderate, that's hard. But like, be the guy in the chair and you answer like three questions in an hour. But like, you know,
Yeah. I've done them
if you're like,
before. I don't mind being a panelist. I probably could do it in crypto. I could probably do it in entrepreneurship. I could probably do it in a bunch of things. It's an interesting way to go. I like that idea. I should maybe consider
yeah,
doing that.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I think you've done enough.
Yeah.
You probably won't get the $10,000 an hour speaking fee, but you could probably get invited to speak. There's some good ones. Anyway, yeah, if I put something together, I don't know. I don't know if I have time, but it's called techtour.com. And they
Okay.
want to do I was pitched to do a geothermal tech tour. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of in a fundraising mood right now, like our company. And but to put together like the true ballers where you need to bring like the eye banks and stuff, like it needs to be a pretty well produced event, which like I don't have time to do that.
Yeah, it's so much work.
Like the stuff Mandy's doing, she's like in charge of a pretty well produced event. Like lots of budget from what it looks like.
Yep.
Have you been to that conference?
Not the one in Banff, right? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't been to that one. That's pretty
it's
cool.
very marketing focused, but looks well done.
Yeah, I think it's really well done. Well, cool, dude. I think that was a good impromptu pod. Unless there's
Yeah,
anything else you want to talk
let's
about.
do it again soon.
Yeah,
Good
cool.
luck with the doggies.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
All right. See you later.